Welcome to Big Brother. And no, I wasn't watching the episode. Why we have to delay. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but it wasn't my fault or JP's. All right.
Hey, I've watched the episodes for 2 weeks in a row. So
there you go. I did want to do this today though, because last week JP was blinding me with his teeth. So I figured I'd do this week so I could, because I that's what was breaking my concentration. I was like, I can't see. So I figured I'd do this. I'm kidding. Yes, God, I did know the episode was on tonight. Anyway, everyone, you make one mistake in 15 years of podcasting. One mistake.
Just one.
And one mistake.
Nah, it was a good mistake. It was funny. It's legendary. Yeah.
But now I'm make focus on watching the episodes. I was telling JP before you got on here that I use CBS All Access. Last night I was really tired, and I go, I was doing some stuff, and I realized afterwards I didn't watch it live. So I go, that's right, I can't watch it till like 1 or 2 in the morning. So I was already.
Well, I figured that's what happened. That you were like, oh, we're recording tonight, but nothing had popped up on your app, so you didn't realize there was another one to watch.
What, last week?
Yeah, last week.
No, last week I just screwed up.
Oh.
I thought the last episode was on Wednesday. For some reason I thought it was Sunday, Monday, Wednesday.
We used to record on Wednesday.
That must be what it was. And so in my head, I'm thinking Wednesday. Anyway, I thought it was a pretty good week of Big Brother. What do you guys think? Obviously, who went home, we weren't happy about. Do you want to start with who went home, or do you want to start with the strategy going up to it?
Just went all the way down.
We can go any direction you guys want. We can start with who got voted out, or.
Well, do we want to maybe talk about anything leading up to that, or how we thought it was going to go?
We probably should. Yeah, I mean,
let's just go through the week.
Yeah.
Now Memphis, I've obviously never seen him play because he's very old school. I guess season 10.
And you never saw him win HOH.
Yeah, God, what a jerk! Am I right?
You're right.
Too early for that.
I remember not really liking him the first time he played, kind of thinking, God, he's a little full of himself. And he hasn't gotten better with age.
That's probably why he's on the show. I mean, he didn't win, right? Because he's not one of the 2 winners.
No. Yeah, no.
Right. He
was a runner-up.
Dan, he was in the alliance with Dan.
Right.
Dan beat him. And then his big thing was, I have to take Ian out. Because then the next time Dan came back as a return player, him and Ian went to the end, and Ian beat him. So he was like, I have to take Ian out to get revenge for Dan. Oh, you mean the guy? I don't understand.
So he's been to the finals twice, but not one.
Memphis has only been there once.
Once, okay.
And he lost to Dan. Dan, admittedly, anyone will tell you Dan was a much better player.
Dan was a very good player.
Scott says Memphis is an ass.
Yes.
And Rachel says I'd get removed from YouTube if I say what I think of him.
Yeah, that's why when people were starting to say the beginning, or I think one of you guys were like, "Oh yeah, I like Memphis." I was like, no.
Well, I didn't say that.
I think Jack said it though.
It probably was me, but
I'm glad he won HOH that I didn't see, because he's fine.
He's just a piece of work.
It seems like every season there's one guy like that, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he was attacking David David had some bad moments too. So I'm like going, well, maybe Memphis is right.
David's only bad thing is that he was the first one out his season, and he didn't play. Now, would it have been a lot nicer to not throw him? Well, throw that at him so hard when he nominated him. I think a better reason to get rid of David would be the fact that all of those people all know each other's games. They know what they can do well. They know what they can't do well, because they've all played a full season or multiple full seasons, except for David. David would be scary only because you don't know what he's got. What's he got?
Well,
you know what I mean?
I know because I watched last season, and I thought a lot of David, because I thought he was pretty smart. He was really able to figure out people, but I thought he had a pretty terrible week myself. I thought in the HOH challenge, not the HOH, the veto challenge, he literally took his eye off the ball. It's what do they teach you in every sport? Keep your eye on the ball. He looks over at it's like, what do they say with runners? You don't look behind you, you concentrate what's in front of you. If there's no one in front of you, just keep running.
Right.
For the HOH?
No, for the veto.
The
They had that thing with the ball, which I thought was unfair to anyone who had upper body strength.
That was a really unfair veto. I mean, that was just all about arm strength, wrist strength, I guess. And
Christmas probably could have done it and won.
Right.
But you had Nicole and two Nicoles, and they just don't have the upper body strength.
Would it have been more fair had they taken somehow maybe their body weights or something and like adjusted them for each player so they would be more equal?
That's usually what Survivor does.
Survivor does do that.
They do that to make it fair. Like I said, when I first saw the challenge, I said, well, the two Nicoles are done. I mean, they just don't have. I mean, what do they both weigh? Maybe 110 pounds. I mean, and they're not like chiseled. I mean, again, Christmas, she has guns and cannons, and
right.
She would have done all right. But then in Memphis, as egotist, he's got an ego, but he does have strong upper body. But David, I'm like, what are you doing, David?
I honestly think if David
when he started screaming.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, no one has ever done that. I thought that was kind of genius and hilarious.
It could have worked.
Yelling. It was very funny.
I do that on all my dates.
Do you?
Yeah.
You tell them to expect the unexpected?
And then I just scream at them.
I thought that was a good, and of course Memphis. Come on, kid. I'm not a rookie over here.
First of all, I think what Memphis did in the HOH, I think it's. We're just on week 2. There's no reason to just be. I don't want to say be a bully, but there's no reason to just be so
mean. He was just mean, right?
Be so mean already. There's nothing. I mean, nobody's really. I mean, if you're not watching the live feeds, if you're just watching Big Brother, there really isn't much of a game going on yet. So for him to just start doing that, I'm reading.
But that's how he played the first time. He's played twice, right?
I can't remember. This is his second time.
This is his second time. I didn't see his first season.
What I remember of him, I don't remember specifics, except that him and Dan had their alliance. They had their special name. The Hitmen. I don't remember what it was. Okay. They're always stupid names. And I remember thinking the entire season that it was Dan's season to lose. Like he was winning it. He was winning it. He was going to take Memphis to the end, but there was no way they were voting for Memphis over him. And yeah, I just remember him leaving a bad taste in my mouth as far as being a jerk too. So.
Memphis and his denim vest.
That's like Walking Dude material. So yeah, no, he's just it's always a big turnoff when you see someone who's just so full of themselves, Now,
could it be because I know in sports, and I can be a trash talker, that sometimes you, especially when I got older, I knew the younger players, if I chirped at them, would get mad and commit a penalty or something like that because I knew they couldn't control their temper because I remembered when I was young. So was it strategy maybe get under David, to get under his skin?
I could say that I would believe that if that was the only thing that made him look like a jerk this week.
No, he definitely was a jerk.
So I just think last week when Cody was HOH, he felt confident. He made his little alliance with Cody. And right. Cody is really, he always comes across as a really nice and like earnest guy when he's talking to the people on his team. Right. And I think he just didn't have any power. So he was just with Cody. Oh yeah, Cody. Then this week he got a little power. And next thing you know, it's like, he's telling people all to use their safety. And it's like, no. He's doing all of these things and trying to call all the shots. And it's like, dude, it's week 2. Pump the brakes.
Yeah, this is also between the 2 seasons that Memphis played. This is his first time winning the HOH. He never won it.
Huh. Ooh, such a threat. But he's going to talk trash to David. Okay, dude.
Right.
But like I said, David just seemed to be out of sorts this week.
I don't think he's. This is the furthest he's made it in the game so far.
But he did get back in the game, though.
Yeah, but he was that for camp comeback, right? They camped him.
Camp comeback, yeah.
Right. He was the first one out. He had the camp comeback challenge. I mean, he was allowed to stay around in the house, but he couldn't participate in anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But now that he's an active participant, from what I saw on the live feeds, he really wasn't doing that much to campaign for himself, from what I understand.
He didn't have to, though, because those people were already telling him that they got him.
Yeah.
And that's the thing so this week, you already knew that 6 was together, right?
Right.
And then you start to see, okay, Janelle and Kayser, obviously they're together, and Bailey and Davon are together. And then you kind of start to see, and you go like, oh, this would be good if those people could coalesce to take on the 6. It's always boring if there's just one side that's so overpowered that everyone else is just sitting ducks, So I was really kind of cheering for them, like, yes, take one of them out. I really did not want anybody from that alliance to win HOH. So I was a little bummed. When Ian was in the lead for so long, I was so excited because gotta shake it up, change it.
I think Rachel's saying what I was thinking. He just doesn't seem like a good player. He didn't know how to handle Devon at all.
Oh no!
I go. Just say, yeah, just play along, right? And she was like, I don't know what he's done.
And then she still voted for Nicole.
Yeah. Well, it's like Survivor. It's like any of these games where they talk, and then
really. I think instead of doing what the HOA wanted this week, when they are already knowing that there's an alliance there, why not vote the way you think? They don't know, so why not vote and really make everyone in the house show where they're at?
Because she didn't believe Kesar when he was talking about. He's like, yeah, he's just trying to. But then she basically got the information out of David. Right, and she still did. I'm like going, right. What are you not getting here?
Yeah, and Kesar and Janelle have got it pegged.
Yeah,
pegged.
Yeah,
and then they were talking about, well, we have pull, or that they had pull with Memphis, and they're like, we think we can get Christmas in with us. I'm like, no, you can't. Do not tell Christmas. Do not tell Christmas, because that will be a big mistake. But they never showed whether they did or not. They probably did.
No. Anyway, but I did like that everybody caught on to what Memphis was trying to do
with the safety.
Yeah, let's all you guys play your safety.
Yeah.
I go, well, why would anyone fall for that? Then he told Nicole, well, I told you to play it.
Christmas did it though, didn't she?
Yes, she did it.
I think even if Nicole played it, I don't know if she would have won that challenge.
Right.
I'm like 100% sure he was going to put David up regardless.
Right.
I think Nicole was his Ian replacement, because originally he wanted to put Ian up.
Yes.
Right.
Agreed. It wasn't that he specifically wanted Nicole out, but he was okay with her going.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with Ro, where Nicole at least put her foot down and played the game that she wanted to play. Knowing next week is the last chance for them to use the safety anyway.
Do you think that Nicole's she gets very emotional? Do you think that hurts her in the game?
Yes.
I mean, she just kind of takes it personal.
Well, Davon did not do her any justice when she told her, I think Janelle's hurting your game. You don't want them to campaign for you. And it's like, now she's like, those are the two people that got her solid.
Yeah.
Right. And yet now someone's telling her, oh crap, nobody likes them. So now I'm associated with them. So now I'm going to go home and it's going to be their fault.
Well, Kevin also said the same thing. Goes, yeah, I wouldn't want them campaigning for me either.
But if those songs would get together, it could be Janelle and Kesar and Nicole and Kevin and Davon and Bailey. And you know what I mean?
I think she has I think she has a difficult time dealing with, walking into one room and hearing one thing, and then she absorbs that, and then walks into another room, hears something completely else, hears something completely different, and then starts to absorb that and just doesn't know which side to believe.
Is she too nice?
Yep. I think she's too honest. And for really honest people, it's hard for them to know when other people are lying. You just have to start assuming everybody's lying in this game. I think that just gets you paranoid.
And I also think what was difficult for her is last season, there was never really a moment where she was a target for anybody, until they got to the very end where where the couple voted her out.
Right.
She was off everyone's radar, so she almost didn't have to. I know that she was a replacement nomination at one point, but I think the decision to vote the other person was already decided. So she didn't really have to do that much campaigning like she did this week.
Yeah. Well, Julie showed her the people in the alliance. So she's in on all of that. So she must be going home. She's not staying sequestered.
Yeah, no, she is going home. I know that.
Well, we probably will get to see her not too shortly doing some sort of video thing.
Does Julie know the virus is airborne?
Why would you tell her?
Really. Oh, no, that she should be wearing a mask too.
Oh, it gets me really annoyed. Like, no, are you kidding me? She's Julie Chan-Mundez.
You come out right away and stay 10 feet away from me.
Yeah, I wish I could hug you, but because of the current I can't. And I'm next to her. Like, she took that pivot she did right there. There wasn't even a beat in between that. It came off as no falls. I
thought Nicole handled the vote well. Because every time I'm watching, I go, Nicole, stop crying, get in there and play the game. Stop crying, get in there and play the game. I don't watch the live feed, so she probably was in there doing it, but I'm like going, Nicole, stop crying, get in there and play the game. It's one of those things where you see it and you see that she's
campaign against David. Do it if you have to, right?
It's such a hard thing for her to do because there's just such a love between them.
Yeah, but at some point, it's not personal. It's a game. I don't care who you're competing against. If I have to trash this person, I'm going to trash this person to stay in the game. Doesn't mean I don't love them, care for them.
Was Nicole on any of the talk about who was in the alliance?
As far as what?
I didn't see it.
So Case and Janelle, they didn't talk about that with her? I can't remember. Because I was thinking that could have been something she could have done. She'd be like, if I'm going home anyway, I'll just blow some stuff up and be like, I know it's you and just start saying things out loud and really kind of shake it a little bit. Because that's trying to coalesce the rest of the house if they realize all of those people are together.
You had the scene where Janelle and Casey were talking to her, and she just got up and left.
Yeah,
and
right, because they'd already told her that Janelle's going to send her be the reason she goes home.
Kevin had put that bug in her ear.
But she should have at least heard them out. Maybe she could have heard that. Maybe they could have gotten and say, okay, there is an alliance of 6, and this is who's in the alliance. There's could have been more information there, and that could have been, given to her. You take any of these shows, you have to take the information, and like you said, I think JP is you have to figure out who's lying, who's not lying,
right?
And and make your decision there. But she just was like, oh, she just had like a dark cloud over her, and it's like, come on, put a smile on your face. You can do this,
dude. She made Janelle cry.
I know, and
Janelle's pretty tough.
And Kesar said, I don't think I've ever seen you cry before. Because she said it seemed legit to me. She goes, I considered her like my little sister.
Yeah. Yeah, because those players, when you're an ex-player like that in the community, I'm sure they all get to know each other. The ones that are active, right? So,
the hard thing also is Nicole she's not going to like blow up anybody's game. She's the person that you pull into your alliance just to have a number on your side and then try to get rid of her later on. David at least has potential to, win some comps. He's athletic. He still hasn't really picked a side yet. I mean, he was more of the wild card that maybe they, Memphis obviously could have made a big move and backdoor Janelle or Kesar, but it was just no blood on my hands this week.
No, he didn't backdoor them because he thinks that he can use them because they think that he's with them. So he's playing both sides. I have this group of 5 that I'm with, and I have these 2. In case somebody finds out about this or this alliance breaks up, I still got these two. Because technically he's an old school player.
Yeah.
He's not.
I just was like, I felt bad for Nicole. I'm sure most people out there did. Like,
that's why you got that text from me when Janelle said she was voting for Nicole. I was like,
I was like, what? I said, oh, okay. I think Janelle just decided that, I'm going to go with because at what point, okay, say Kesar and her make it 4 votes instead of what's the difference?
I am so this pot stirrer that I always think to myself, so if everybody's going a certain way and you're like, yeah, even if I was really wanting that person, if I know everyone's sending that person home, I might throw a vote the other way just to cause
Mickey did that last season.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it was like a clean sweep, and he goes, I thought it was a brilliant move.
I do too, and I've been saying that forever on these shows. Like, why not? If you know it, why make it a 11-1 or whatever? Just throw another one out there so that because it starts to make people think, and everyone's looking for them. And if you feel super solid, then no one would think it was you.
Yeah. Once in a while, you see it on Survivor. Someone will put that in there. But
also,
I would do the same thing because you, like I said, you want to get in people's heads too.
And people don't forget that.
But with Enzo's rogue vote, if that other side of the house, Kesar, Janelle, Kevin, Bay, Day, Ian, if they were able to work it to vote for Nicole to keep her, Enzo would have broken the tie.
Yeah. Yeah. So you never know.
Who vote? I thought Kevin did vote for Nicole. For David.
Well, Kevin and Enzo were the two.
Kevin and Enzo voted.
Yeah.
And, I thought Janelle and I thought Kesar were going to vote to keep her. And then
once Janelle voted for, I said she's.
I know, yeah, it was that, yeah.
But a 4 to 8 would have hurt a little less.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
But
again,
there's 4 people in there who like me.
But like, I thought Jamie was saying something else, but no. But whose fault is it really that she got 10 votes? It has to be on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All things considered, I'm sure she would even admit that she could have handled it a little differently. Just every part of that.
Well, I thought she said it. She basically admitted it to Julie Chen that she goes, "Yeah, I made some mistakes." And
you start getting emotional, and maybe it's hard to hold it in.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. It's easy for us to say because we're not there. Again, I'm not watching the live feeds 24/7 and all that stuff, so I don't know. I was just like, oh my god, I knew she was going home. I just could tell, but just the body language.
When I did my Zoom call with her, I spent 2 hours telling her how she should play the game. So clearly she doesn't.
It's your fault.
It's JP's fault.
It's my fault.
Jeez.
Yeah, just don't. Yeah, believe everybody. And don't believe the people that are on your side. That was the advice you gave her. Right?
And alliances are bad. Just flip-flop.
Your friends aren't really your friends in the house. So, nah.
The Golden Hermit said that she apologized to Janelle last night, and Janelle forgave her.
How did she apologize to her?
Oh, well.
Didn't get her a vote.
On the live feed, probably. But probably just told her she knew she was getting worked up or emotional or whatever.
But she can't contact her, right?
Not right now.
But that's why I'm asking, how did she apologize to her?
Because she was still in the house last night. What we watched tonight was live tonight.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. I see.
So what she's saying is that she apologized last night, so that must have happened on the live feed.
So she knew ahead of time that she.
Yeah, she probably.
Okay. All right.
Every time I watch the live feeds, it's just cats and dogs.
Living together, mass hysteria.
No, whenever they cut away for something.
Oh, it used to be the fish. They don't do the fish anymore.
Now they show like puppies playing with each other and cats playing with each other.
The thing about the fish was actually in the house, so it made sense. Oh, let's see that. But
why did Nicole have to wear a mask coming out when she's been?
Right.
They're being tested every day. I don't understand the mask.
And she's already been inside the game for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Halitosis.
There's no audience, right? There's no
audience. It was all for Julie. She was like, "Thank you for putting your mask on."
It's got to be a safety precaution for Julie, or I don't know what Julie's interaction.
It's also Julie doesn't have to wear a mask. That's what it is. Because heaven forbid somebody miss her face. Like, really, lady? Come on.
I know she's not your favorite.
What?
Why do you hate Julie?
Yeah, I agree with Rob. Julie should have been wearing the mask.
Right. No, Jack, for years and years and years since the show's been on, the fan base calls her the Chen bot because she's not very warm. she's not very I don't know. She's kind of icy.
Well, who'd she tell?
And wooden.
Whose birthday was it? And she said, "You look like Busy Phillips."
Oh, yeah. It was Danny.
Yeah. And Danny was like, "Thank you."
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Julie.
Yeah, exactly.
You're so sweet. Anyway.
I do kind of see the resemblance. I see the resemblance a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I do too.
Yeah.
But still, it's like you don't have to compare them. Just tell her she looks nice.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird because she's awkward.
Rachel says,
and not in the Ian kind of awkward. No, it's not a compliment.
I like Ian. I like Ian a lot. I mean, I thought his robe. I mean, I felt bad for him because he had to keep waking people for his robot thing. And I liked when they said, "Channel your inner Tom Cruise." He goes, I can't do it.
That was really funny. And then he had to wake people up to make them be scene partners with him.
Yeah. Will you be my partner? And then Janelle said, "I got bags under my eyes." Why?
But you know what? Here's the thing. As annoying as that would be, with nothing else to do in the house, don't you just make it into a game?
I would.
Because you're going to have to. It's never going to be done. You're not done until you're done, right? The time was
right.
48 hours or something? Was it or 72 hours? There's like a time limit on it.
I think it was 3 days, yeah.
Okay.
3 days, yeah.
So you know that nothing, no matter how good you do it,
right?
They're going to give you crap for it. So then maybe just each time you just try doing it different. Like this time we do it, we're going to do it like we're doing a Western. And the next time we're going to do it like, she, or whatever. You just start goofing off because there's something else to do there. That's what I would do. Just have fun. Make people laugh.
What was that last impression? Do that again.
I don't know. It was a really bad, I don't know, Cagney, but it wasn't very good.
I thought it was Cagney. Man, Cagney came back from the dead.
It was.
Oh my God. You're like the Rich Little of this podcast.
Now you're dating yourself there. Probably 90% of the people don't know who Rich Little is anymore.
Oh! Whatever happened to him?
Still around.
He's still around.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's not dead.
Nah, he's still working the.
It's really weird how when you grow up, the people you thought were old and you thought they looked old when you were a kid, and you grow up and you're like, wait a minute, when I thought they looked old, they were only 30?
No, right before.
They looked older in the 70s, didn't they, Jack? The adults?
Right before.
Well, it was different. It was different times. No one wore sunscreen. Everybody smoked. Everybody drank. So it was, it was tougher times.
Yeah. They didn't have all the good products for their skin.
Right. Exactly.
It said that Rich Little. It said Rich Little just played the Garden before COVID.
Really? How old is he?
Olive Garden.
He's serving the endless soup and salad and breadsticks.
Who wants some breadsticks? What voice you want me to do it in? Now, Rich Little was great in his time. I mean, he was the best.
He could do
and I know Fred Travellina, he's dead. I know he died.
Is he?
Yeah, he died a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah. They didn't know what name to put on his tombstone, but anyway. I'm sorry.
Well, about the impersonators. Anyway.
Yeah, Steve Martin turned 75 the other day.
Oh my gosh.
Steve Martin is 75.
And he's still relevant, I think.
Yeah. He's an amazing talent.
Yeah.
And I started thinking, 75, that's right. I started following him when I was like 12 or 13 because I'm old. And because I got his Let's Get Small album and listened to that till it was, now Jay has it. I listened to that probably 1,000 times. But anyway, we get off topic.
King Tut on rotation.
King Tut. You know, my granddaughter
Was King Tut on that album?
No, it was a single, 45. 45. Look it up, kids. I'm not going to explain it.
Make sure you have a little adapter.
I'm not talking about a gun. It's a. I used to be able to cut because we'd always lose that little yellow or blue, you know, the thing that I'd always lose it. So I'd have to get a cardboard out, cut it, put a hole in it, and put it in between. Because I go, where's the thing? Where's the thing? I don't know.
And then was the remarkable little plastic donut thing that you could just put right on the spindle, and then you didn't need those at all anymore. What?
Yeah.
Sorcery.
But I said, you're the last one to use the hi-fi. Where's it at? Again, kids, look it up. I'm
sorry they're kids now because we really had the great times. Anyway.
Yeah, we did. And try moving your hi-fi or something like that. You get a hernia.
No. That's why when you went to your grandparents' house, their house never changed because everything was so heavy they couldn't move it.
Well, it was real wood.
Right.
It wasn't IKEA where you put stuff together. It was actually like oak.
They moved it in, and 40 years later, everything was in the same spot.
Yeah. Yep. Because it was just solid as a rock.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought after 2 weeks, Ian's one of my favorite. I really like Ian. Nicole, the other Nicole, she's still the person from anytime I hate watching her in any challenge. Oh my God, I just can't take it. Oh, this is because
all you hear is her whiny voice.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it tonight, and I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I think that's just her voice.
But I think she's a good, smart player.
Yeah.
But it's just that voice. Sometimes you go, oh, come on, stop complaining. You won 500,000 right on Big Brother. You've been on The Amazing Race,
and she met Victor.
And you met Victor, the love of your life, and you're gonna have kids right away and all that fun stuff.
Lie. Victor is kind of pretty.
I did want to talk. I did write this down. There was early on. You had Devon and is it Bailey? Bailey. I thought about it. They were talking about, there was a racism talk and how, and I felt bad for Devon when she was saying how growing up, all these, I go, God, I don't even know what most of these names are that she was being called. I mean, I don't want to repeat the names, but they're racist names and stuff like that, and how she was bullied with that. And anyone who's been bullied can, you kind of go, okay, I feel for that.
And I mean, an argument can be made that that's not really bullying. That's just racism. and that's just reality for, a large section of people.
But isn't racism bullying anyway? Is it being a bully with your, I mean, if you're doing it constantly.
Sure. I suppose it's to hold your power.
I mean, it doesn't make, it doesn't make any,
so you can feel good.
Right. I mean, that's what bullies do. So
Anyway,
I thought that was a very good segment, and I did feel bad for her. She's crying, and she's
Yeah. I like Davon. I liked her first season. Bailey is kind of whatever. It's funny when Bailey played her season. I thought at the beginning, she kind of reminds me of Davon at the beginning. In fact, my sister and I were even commenting to each other, and then so it's funny that now they're on together and they're friends and yeah, they're similar. But
I know when. Go ahead.
So what you were mentioning really quick, I liked also that she was how she mentioned how she was very open to her daughter, explaining to her daughter what's going on in the world. Not hiding it from her. I commend that, definitely.
Well, it's different times. I mean, you used to try and shelter people, and you don't. And now it's like, okay, you're not going to learn unless you say, okay, this is the way it is.
Right.
Well, you can't shelter them forever and then try and teach them when they're, you know what I mean?
Right.
Then it's like you've missed that window. If they know early on that this is how things are and it's not fair and it's not right and don't be that way, then you can't break that out of them. They'll always do the right thing.
Right.
You hope.
But I did like when David was done talking to Devon, and she left kind of upset, and he goes over to Bailey and says, yeah, you told her to calm down?
Yeah.
Never tell a woman to calm down.
Oh, yeah.
I was like going, man, David, you're just straightening out. Right.
He should know by now. There's no excuse for that.
Yeah. Calm down. I said, Actually, telling anybody to calm down when they're mad, does it ever work?
No.
No. When I'm mad and someone tells me to calm down, I just get more pissed off. Not that I have a temper, but yeah, I will sometimes get pissed off.
Or when people say, relax.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
It can be worse.
It's not me, it's you.
I know my youngest daughter used to use this line all the time. You just don't understand. I said to her one time, you say that one more time, I'm going to kill you. I said, your mom and I have been through life. Everything we understand. So stop saying you don't understand.
You're right. You're right. I was never a kid. Sorry.
It didn't work though. She always said, you just don't understand. I hated that. Ugh.
Golden Hermit asked if Janelle and Kaiser were the oldest people this season. They were season 7 and 8. Janelle was 7 and 8, so Kaiser must have been 7. And Memphis was season. It was right around theirs. So yeah.
She's talking age. I think Enzo and Keisha were the oldest.
Enzo?
I didn't know.
Age-wise, yeah. Enzo's
How old
40.
was Keisha? Keisha's only 40 though, right?
Now she's 42.
Oh.
Really?
God,
Janelle's 40. Kevin's 40. Kaysar's 39.
How old's Enzo?
Enzo's 42.
You'd think he'd be able to figure out how to put his hat on straight. I'm just going to say right now.
He is really trying to hold on to that youth hard.
I know I'm old.
Yeah.
I know I'm old, and I don't go up to people and say, put your hat on straight. But I just hate when people, especially older people, when they're you just look stupid.
Yes. You look like, not of the intelligent group.
Rachel believes that's a Jersey thing. No, Rachel, that is not a Jersey thing.
I mean, again,
I whips his hat off.
I'm not here to tell people how to dress, how to live, but you look like an idiot to me, but that's okay. And if you're a listener and you have your hat on there, just like that right now, yeah, I still staying
straight.
Even if we can't see you, you still look stupid.
Yeah, but I know that's the look. I know that's the look for the kids out there.
Is it?
I don't know.
No,
it's like when
no,
it's like the
Enzo is not a kid. No, it's not a thing.
It's like
Jay for the longest time would wear his pants where the boxers. He would wear the pants down. I go, you pull up your damn pants. And it wasn't until finally he met Colleen, then he went to their parents, and their parents are more, conservative, I would say. That all of a sudden the pants came up.
Yeah.
I go, so you'll pull the pants up for them? I go, you look like an idiot. I would tell
you have to love him unconditionally. He was trying to get them to like him.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I guess it worked. I don't know, but pull your pants up. I hate that.
But we have 4 sons, and between the ages of 16 and 22, and no, that's not a thing the kids are doing. Just saying.
Okay, all right.
I'm
from my experience. Do what?
I wear boxers right now.
Whatever. We don't need to know that.
I used to have it where I had, because I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and the shorts were short. They were Magnum PI shorts. And
Lagoons.
And I had the boxers where the boxers would go through, were longer than the shorts.
Oh no, the best was when you cut off your jeans and the pocket of your jeans hung out of the short. Remember that?
Yeah, mine never did that. No,
but that was a good one. Yeah.
Because my mom said, I hate that look. I go, what look? Your boxers. I go, but it's just clothing.
Yeah, but when the boxers hung out that low, weren't they covered up by your socks being pulled up that high?
Well, yeah, because the only thing that when I was
it looked like he had leggings on.
The only thing that got tan when I was a kid were your knees, because this is before your like you were saying cutoffs. Your mom would cut your during after school, she'd cut she'd cut the jeans
because either you'd already ripped the knee out or you had a growth spurt and they were high waters.
So, we didn't buy shorts back then. It was just you just cut out your long.
Well,
pants.
you didn't have younger brothers for hand-me-downs, so that might be your
I did. So literally, like you're saying, the long
socks. Gonna wear them until he couldn't wear them. I'll cut them into shorts. I don't care.
the 3 stripes, you look and so literally when I was like 9 or 10, my knees were the only thing that would get, I literally, my knees would be tan and the rest of me was just, okay. Anyway, going down memory lane. So we had the vote.
4 stories.
The vote went
10-2.
Well, the challenge, Memphis won the veto power.
Veto, yeah.
Yep.
And I choose not to veto any of you.
I think that was a mistake. I think he should have. I don't know. It was a mistake, but then if he backdoored somebody, then he's basically declaring what side he's on.
Correct. But who would he have backdoored, do you think? Who would he have taken off?
Janelle.
Who would he have taken down to backdoor Janelle?
I'm sorry?
Who would he have taken down to backdoor?
I think
it wouldn't have mattered. If he put Janelle up, she would have gone.
Yeah, I think he would have probably taken David down.
You know what? It really would not have shown his sides because they have so many in their numbers. And the whole house, I think, thinks that Janelle's dangerous.
Right.
Yeah.
So
she's a smart player.
She would have gone home. I think, Kaiser's going to be mad at you? He's be all by himself. That might have been a good play for him, but, Yeah,
Bailey, Day, Ian, they would have all voted for Janelle.
Yeah.
And not targeted Memphis for doing that.
If you consider,
it wouldn't have showed that he was with those other 5 because a bunch of other people would have voted for it too, I think.
Right.
So, yeah, Jack, you're probably right. That would have been a good idea.
I think this was a wasted week for him, basically.
Do you think that I never understood? He obviously felt that David and Nicole were weak players. Why would you put those 2 players up first?
Because I think they weren't in his alliance, and nobody in his alliance felt strongly about either one of them. So,
But I'm saying, why not put up Janelle or?
Wasn't that because they were already talking to him and giving him information?
Yeah, I guess. But to me,
I think that's why. Didn't she go up there and start telling them, like, I think there's an alliance in the house, and I think these people are in an alliance.
But I'm like JP. If I have somebody who's a strong player and they're not in my alliance, I'm getting them out.
Correct. But I think his greed got the better of him because he really wants to play both sides. He wants a plan B.
Yeah,
and if she's going to give him all the scoop, you keep her.
That side of the house isn't going to really progress. There's no alliance on that side of the house. There's just Janelle and Kaiser.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're one of those 6,
right,
and you're not liking somebody in there or how they're acting, you could easily pick up a couple votes from those people and pull them in and make it regroup.
Because
do that.
Didn't Mickey last season start taking out the stronger players? If I remember correctly.
I mean, the strongest player besides Mickey was Jack.
Yeah, but I'm saying the people that weren't in his alliance. He was taking out.
He was targeting the Sams, the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't. If you think these 2 players are weak and terrible players, I don't even put them on the block.
Right, take out somebody.
I'll take care of. It's like you go to Survivor. It's like, why did they take this guy out or this girl out when it was this guy? This person is the stronger player.
Yeah, it was a very wishy-washy HOA week for him, wasn't it? Because or lackluster because he doesn't want to get any blood on his hands, but he's throwing around his power and acting like he's all that, and he's playing both sides, and I'm winning the power veto and I'm not using it. So I don't know. Last week when Cody was HOH, if they hadn't won the safety, Kaiser and Janelle were going up. He was not afraid to put them up.
He wasn't afraid. Yeah,
right?
Memphis and Cody.
That's a real gameplay. Memphis is skeezy. He's kind of.
They're also, even if he did make a move like that, Memphis and Cody are in such a great spot where anybody that's in their alliance, as they start to whittle away at their alliance, is going to want to be with Memphis and Cody.
Right. Yeah, Rachel said he was a lazy HOH. He literally didn't care which one of them left.
No, he didn't. He put up people he didn't care about.
Put them up and let the house.
Everything was about them.
But as far as your game, though, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, I know it's only the second week, but
you know what? In his defense, he has never been HOH before, so maybe he just didn't have very much practice.
But he spent too much time trying to get everyone to play the safety suite.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, that was his main strategy. I'm like going, dude, no one's buying it. What part are you not getting that people are like, you want me to what?
Well,
he wasn't wrong in that somebody from our alliance needs to play.
Right.
But even if he can get everybody to burn through it, the only smart thing for him there is next week he's got his that he still gets to play. Right.
Well, that's what he was hoping for.
So
the more people that play it, the less he has to compete against next, because it's only the first 3 weeks, right?
So everyone who has their stuff will play next week.
I got it, but I thought he got too greedy with it. You know, like you said, Chrissy, that he was saying, yeah, someone in our alliance should play. It should be a couple people. But then when he started going, you should all do it.
Well, you and you. And why didn't he tell them, hey, you guys play, and then we can switch off. Someone else can play next week. We'll have it all covered, right? So one of us will win it both weeks. We can just save one of us again. Right. And then that way I can take out my target this week, which is Ian. Because he didn't make that known to any of them. So Christmas picks Ian to save. But that was his fault. Because if you would have told her.
Well, I like who he goes, wow, I didn't think you were going to do that. Because Cody goes, well, it's a spur of the moment. She didn't know. And
right. But that's why you talk to your alliance.
Right.
Right? He thought he was so in charge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where his arrogance is just.
But he wasn't thinking ahead. He wasn't thinking that might be a bit of information that she might need to have, or whoever in his alliance is playing might need to have. Who are we going to pick? If you win safety, who are you going to pick? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pick each other. Pick each other. If there's two people playing and one of them wins, pick the other person, and vice versa.
Like Kesar and Janelle the first week.
Right. The only information you've given is the two of you guys saved each other. Big deal.
Yeah. It's crazy.
He evidently, I'd heard also on the live feeds, like early on in his HOH, he was like walking into rooms, slamming doors, announcing his presence. I mean, he was really walking.
Full trumpet?
Like he was king of the house, basically. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
wow.
He's making friends.
He sure is.
So then, okay, so you saw kind of some of their faces, like Nicole F., when she was like, he wants me to use my safety, and she made faces like you could kind of tell that he's kind of rubbing them the wrong way. So how long before that alliance implodes?
Oh, it won't be long. They'll keep him around as long as they need him, and as soon as they get a chance, and when it's safe for them to knock him out, they'll knock him out.
Well, it's Tyler this week, so who's Tyler going to put up?
My prediction is he'll put up Janelle and Kesar, and then he will, if there's a potential to maybe backdoor Memphis, he might.
You think he would?
I think they're a little PO'd about how he handled his HOH this week.
I hope they keep that in mind for the future. That I hope he's now of the 6, he's number 6.
I really do. I do. Whether or not they're going to do that, I don't know, because I think he's also sitting high and pretty with Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Cody's going to start getting sick of him.
I think Cody's just using him.
You think he's just using him?
He's using Memphis. You need to use people because you need as many people.
I think Cody and Tyler would make a much better duo, but they're, the only thing I would say about Tyler's HOHs in his other season was that he really didn't want to get blood on his hands.
Yeah, I know.
He totally did a Memphis. Picked 2 weak people and then was like, that's what the house wanted. You know what I mean? He didn't own it at all. He was did not want any blowback on him.
If he's going to play it safe, he'll probably put like Ian up, or he'll put, Kevin or Ian or somebody.
I did want to talk about the have-nots having to pick. The previous have-nots had to pick new have-nots.
Yep.
I said, I can keep talking about blood on your hands. That's a lot. I mean, because you pick someone who's like, oh my God, if I pick someone in my alliance, they're going to be ticked off. I don't pick someone, they're going to think, are they an alliance? I do like how Ian did it. Can I just get a volunteer? I thought that was perfect because Nicole volunteered.
If I were in that situation, my first thing would be, why don't we just all pick somebody, and then next week when you pick someone, you pick the others, and then we rotate it around. That'll be most fair. Because people can't get upset with that, could they? Probably they can, but
no. But it's just like that's a tough thing because that's strategy. I mean, because people get bent out of shape.
Some people just can't take it. That it's just whatever.
Because Memphis picked David right away.
That's why he couldn't win. That's why he couldn't win the veto because his arms were so weak from flop die.
Stop.
And then I wanted to talk about the safety suite challenge. Everyone kept putting the stuff on the floor, the ground.
Yeah.
I go, why didn't they just put it in the middle of the tray?
Right. Like put everything toward the center, and then you move it out, right?
Yeah. I mean, they were bringing all the pieces there. I said, okay, put it in the middle. But they just kept putting it on the ground. Then they're trying to pick it up with their feet. They're reaching down like this. I go,
Dave, with their feet.
I go, what am I missing here? There's a big blue center thing that, I think that's what it was for. Put it there. Okay, boom, 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 boom.
So funny. Who was it that was like, I think I did it really fast. I think who was that?
Devon, right?
I think it was Devon, yeah.
Devon, yeah.
It was somebody. It was like 18 minutes. She was like,
what?
Well, the fact that it was also that. The only thing that really bothered me about that safety comp was like the Mary had a little, or what was it, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star that they did last week?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was kind of cool.
That was a little bit challenging.
Yeah.
Okay, what they did this week, somebody finished it in a minute and a half.
Christmas.
I think Christmas. All right, yeah, Christmas finished so quickly. I think this was the type of comp that you would expect to see them do on like live double eviction night or something.
But look at how hard it was for some of them.
Everybody, but one person did it in 8 minutes. Everybody else was done in like 3 minutes or less.
But how many people were running to push the button and their stuff was falling over?
Yeah.
They were rushing to get there before it fell over. But
yeah, I was like I don't know. I just put it right in the middle. I mean, anyway.
Next week's looks really good, though. I don't know did you see the preview for next week?
They don't give previews for next week.
Yeah, they showed what the safety challenge is going to look like.
Oh, did they? I didn't see
it. I heard her talk about it, but I didn't see it. When they came back from commercial, she was just babbling on about other stuff.
It's a room. There's like a room with like laser lights. It looks like they're going to have to like navigate their body.
Oh, like some sort of like jewel thief heist kind of thing.
Catherine Zeta-Jones, right?
Exactly. Or Tom Cruise.
Yes. Yes.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Yeah.
And so finally, we had the HOH challenge. And I thought it was a pretty interesting one, but I didn't understand how many people couldn't figure out when she kept saying after the first obviously the first person, it was Cody didn't turn the right way. He goes, okay, yeah, right. All right, you're not being sequestered. You can see.
Can they not really hear her very well there? Is that what's going on?
Maybe.
I don't know, but you see Cody.
Yeah.
He's facing forward. And it's like, and Janelle looked like she was just trying to cheat.
Right. It's like 10 people have just gone before you. You don't know what you're supposed to do when you get
But I just like going, all right, come on, people. And then you had Cole and who was the other person put their beer mugs on all the other things and then came back. I go, well, that was stupid. I go,
that saved you 0 time.
Because Nicole could have at the time had won if she had just had a faster time, but she lost like 2 or 3 seconds. Boom, boom, boom.
And that's what got in their head, I think, and why they were just throwing it and going. They weren't keeping their eye, like you said.
Right. Yeah. And then David forgot the buzzard. Well, David forgot. He was turning the wrong way. He forgot the buzzard. Like I said, David to me had a bad week.
I thought the challenge was BS because it wasn't real beer. The whole point of that is that it spills, right? It makes a big sloppy mess. Isn't that the fun of it?
But then it makes it harder for the next person.
Yeah, because the mug will stop.
I think Memphis took too long clearing the playfield.
Clearing the what?
Clearing the plate, like the Memphis was the one who was taking the bottles off the. After somebody would go, he would come out and take the mugs off.
He was like the bat boy. The bat boy running over there, and how fast they fall from HOH to bat boy.
I know.
Oh, wow.
All right, so Nicole went home. She'll be back to podcasting, right?
Yeah, it said that. For that's so cute. For her thing underneath, when it had her name and her occupation, it said podcaster.
Yeah. Now, what was she gave a shout out to somebody.
That is Eric, her co-host.
Okay, Eric, her co-host. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like going.
Jack is taking notes.
I'm writing it down.
I know. I see you.
I'm writing it down.
YourRealityRecaps.com. Oh, plug. Sorry.
Well, that was smart of her. She probably knew she was going home.
Oh, definitely.
Right? Yeah.
Definitely.
So, because she said, after she stopped getting emotional, she goes, "I'm going to blow this place up."
She was at one point on the live feeds. She was also talking about trying to call a house meeting and blowing up what she knows is going on in the house.
I wish she would have had more information than even what she did. The whole blow up thing, it's kind of fun just to kind of watch how everyone gets all.
Yeah, it's actually, if you know you're going home, it's good strategy because it could save you too.
It worked for Mickey last year.
Well, if you know you have nothing to lose, all you want to do is try and cause as much chaos for everybody else so that maybe the people that were allied with you might be able to have a go at it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So who do you think he's going to put up? You said Janelle and Kaiser.
I think so.
That's you're probably right.
Yeah, you're probably right. I hope Janelle can become the competition beast again. She used to be like freaking Wonder Woman. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
She was good in Amazing Race, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, her and Nicole, right?
Brittany.
That was.
She was with Brittany. Okay. Yep.
Now Brittany is Amazing Race 2, right? And I mean Big Brother 2, right?
Yeah, but she was a couple of years after Janelle. She might have been season 12, 13 maybe ish.
Yeah, I think so.
And Brittany was pretty amazing. If you guys ever want to go back and check out her, people who don't know her, oh my gosh, she was so sarcastic and snarky. Her diaries were the best. They were so good.
But that's all I got. Anything else?
If Janelle and Kaiser go up and they stay up, I think the House will vote Janelle out.
Yeah,
I think we all probably think that.
I think it's unless obviously if she vetoes herself. Let me ask you this: if he puts up Janelle and Kaiser and then one of them wins the veto, who do you think he puts up as his replacement? I said Memphis.
Yeah, I would, and I think Memphis would go home. But people are afraid of Janelle. She's never won it, right?
No.
And this is her fourth time.
Yeah.
So they're just afraid of her because she's a smart player, and
she just usually wins a lot of competitions. It just doesn't all come together for her to win all the ones she needs to win to get to the end. They always start seeing her as a threat, and they take her out.
Okay.
Yeah. Or she chooses poor alliances. I don't know. I don't know if he would put Memphis up. I would hope that he would see through that, but I wouldn't be surprised if he put up somebody like an Ian with the argument that Ian's won and why send him home.
And Ian's likable.
He's likable.
He's very likable. Yeah.
He's likable, and he kind of I think while he has won, I don't think they really think he'll win again. Do you know what I mean?
He's like the opposite of Memphis.
I don't think anybody thinks Memphis is going to win either, except Memphis.
As far as likability, I mean, he just seems like
be that guy.
It's like you ask Christmas, hey, can you? And she goes, okay, yeah, I'll save you.
Yeah.
And you'll be my +1. He goes, yeah, it worked.
It did work. And honestly, a Christmas Ian alliance is a pretty good, freaking cool alliance, right? Because she is all like brawn, right? And then he's like the smart, it's kind of like opposites. Really funny.
Right.
But yeah. All right. Well,
All right, we'll see.
That was this week in Big Brother.
And I saw all 3 episodes. So
all right. We're 1 for 2.
Yeah.
I promise the rest of the season I will see them all. I will see them all.
Oh, that was your one. That was your one.
Mulligan.
Exactly. Yeah. Now it's just gonna be. Now you're gonna sweep it.
Yeah, I sliced. It was a bad slice and hit a house and broke their window and we ran from the golf course.
They have insurance. They'll be all right.
Yeah. But that's all I got. Thanks for everyone who joined us in the chat. Very informative, very interesting. And again, thanks to Bright Teeth and Christy. But we'll be back next Thursday night at 9:30. Right. Well, maybe 9:33, depending on when Christy decides to show up. But then we'll be here. She had a technical issue.
I did.
I'm kind of picking on her.
I had a blonde moment. So
yeah, she showed up and there was no Christy. It was just the avatar. What do we call it? Avatar? I don't know what it was.
It was like the
problem is that we used StreamYard and it doesn't work on Chrome. But I forgot that and didn't open Firefox to run it. It doesn't work on my Chrome.
It doesn't work on your Chrome because I'm on Google.
Right, because I have a Mac.
You have a Mac?
I don't know. That was how we got it to try and fix it last year.
Well, whatever works.
I just couldn't use that browser. It was some sort of browser update on the Chrome that. Whatever.
So I don't like doing that. That's why I don't like doing that.
Never do an update. I'm running my computer on 2008, and I do not care.
My computer every day tells me update. I go, remind me tomorrow.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, it's just because every time I do an update, I'll do it on my phone, I'll do it on the computer, and I go, where are my things? Where's everything at? Why did I change it? And everyone goes, and then everyone complains. Yeah, I did that update. Now it's all screwed up.
You don't do the update, you can't get the new emojis.
I know. I don't care about the new emojis. But anyway, this was fun.
No eggplant for you.
That's fine. Be back next week, guys. We're out of here.